Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So let's talk about brother Wendell Pierce. He's an actor, famous actor. Well, I like him a lot. I ain't gonna say, can't really say favorite, but I say one of my favorites. Probably not only because of how he acts in the roles he's played, but he could quite possibly be my father's twin brother or a stunt double or what have you. I mean, just inside joke for those who know. But he's a great actor. I remember him in The Wire playing Bunk. Never forget it. And it was just a memorial, a memorable character that he played. But recently, he said something at the DNC that kind of disturbed me, bothered me, because he also is a guy who's stuck on voting, playing identity politics. Because we all know Kamala Harris really doesn't have any kind of, I don't know. She's not really running on anything. Her policies are really null and void. Didn't say too much in her speech last night to say why we should actually vote for her politically wise. I mean, for 4 days, they bashed Donald Trump and the Republican Party and not really saying what benefits she would make to the country. But that's the problem we go through when it's only give you like two people to vote for. And it's sad. But anyway, let's go back to Brother Pierce. This is from MSN.com by way of The Hill, and it reads, actor Wendell Pierce gives message to black men. There's blood on the ballot box. Actor Wendell Pierce issued a strong message to black men at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago on Tuesday. There's blood on that ballot box. Remember those who died in the rivers of Alabama and Mississippi. For them, do the honor and vote. Pierce, known for roles in The Wire and Suits, told MSNBC's Joy Reid on the convention floor. We all know Joy Reid, so I'm not going to get into speak anything about her. Got videos about her is enough out there to show you that she's full of it. But for Brother Pierce to say, there's blood in the ballot box and we should do the honor of all the people that died, we should vote. I understand. I heard you saying, but I can't 100% agree with that because sometimes you have to stand down. Sometimes you can't fight every battle because sometimes fighting certain battles will also cause, when you think you can win, could cause you to lose. I want to believe that forefathers, ancestors who went through the civil rights, who went through Jim Crow, who went through slavery, who died because they attempted to vote or get voting rights. I believe that's the reason why that they were fighting, were to get voting rights, getting the right to vote, because they didn't have the right to vote. It's like, I want to have the right to drive a car. And so I get a license and I'm able to drive a car. It does not mean I'm going to drive it every day. It does not mean that when it's snowing outside, ice storms, tornadoes, hailing, that I'm going to get in the car and drive, because I got to think about all those who died before me, who fought for the right to drive cars legally without getting pulled over or what have you. It just doesn't make sense. If the candidate doesn't have any kind of policies that benefit me, then I have the right to not vote. The issue comes around is when someone does have policies that I can get with and I want to vote for them. And then you get to the ballot box and they say you can't vote for whatever reason, discriminate against you. That's where the fight came in. Not, I want the right to vote and I'm going to vote every time because all my people died. So I'm gonna go there every time, no matter what. When it could be 4 racist people on the ballots, or 4 people who don't think of the same things or feel the same way I feel about certain issues, I better vote anyway because people died. That does not make sense. Though 83% of black voters are Democrats or lean Democratic, according to the Pew Research Center, former President Donald Trump has been hoping to build support among black voters by focusing on black men. He has campaigned in predominantly black communities such as the South Bronx in New York, as well as started a sneaker line that tried to connect with black men over the criminal justice system after facing his legal woes. Yeah, he kind of pandered on that. He could have kept those 2 things. But anyway, black voters remain a crucial base for Democrats, having helped secure President Biden and Vice President Harris's the White House in 2020. Since Biden ended his re-election bid and Harris announced her candidacy, however, there has been speculation among black communities that black men would not vote for Harris for a variety of reasons, from her history as a prosecutor to concerns that black men would not be open to supporting a black woman, to also not supporting a person who doesn't have policies that benefit him and his family, which she has not said anything to that effect. Pierce, though, said there should be no fear among black men to say black woman rise to the top. Adjacent black brother Pierce, black adjacent. Any black man that has an issue with a black woman rising, black adjacent brother Pierce, black adjacent, they have to look at their own inadequacies, Pierce said. What would make you so fearful of someone who is so beloved of you? She ain't beloved of me. What are you talking about? Who was loving to you, like your mother and your grandmother and your aunts and your sisters, that you cannot be proud and embolden yourself when you see someone from your community rise up. Number one, she ain't my mama. She ain't my grandmother. She ain't my aunts. She ain't my little sister. If she was, I'd vote for her. I would vote for her because all that stuff you talking about, that's what they gave to me. That's what they instilled in me. I would do that, but not for a person who has a history of doing bad things to people and keeping people in jail longer than they should be. Help prosecute people that she knew was innocent. Putting mothers in jail because their kids are missing classes, even when kids are missing classes because they're in the hospital sick and the mother has to go down to the courthouse and have a hearing to go to court, try to fight and explain why her child is not in school. Having poor people pay $1,500 per child because their child has been a truant. Not that woman. And when you see someone in your community rise up, she's not from my community. I know she grew up in Oakland. Her was middle class. But from what I heard, most of my people in Oakland, they're not in the middle class. No. Most of my people I know that I heard in Oakland, a lot of them people are on the poverty line or below. So she's not in my community. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not in poverty or in the poverty line either, but she's not part of my community because I started out, grew up in the hood and saw my mother and father get careers, go to school, get degrees, go back to school, get degrees, move up and retire from their respective fields. That's what I saw. That's who was in my community. Those are people I saw rise up and were great examples. How she rose up ain't the way, from what I'm researching, ain't the way I would want someone to rise up and somebody that I would respect and admire and say they deserve to be president. We're just talking about Kamala. We ain't talking about Donald Trump or anybody else who's ran or tried to run for office. We're talking about this one person in this story. What you're talking about is crabs in a barrel. If somebody is in the community selling dope and they rise up, unfortunately, a lot of people in the black community will look up to that person and give that guy praise because he gave turkeys during Christmas and gave out free haircuts to the boys and shoes to the kids for school and school supplies, but yet selling dope and killing folk in the neighborhood. That's what's wrong with our community. You promote that kind of stuff. So when people do something bad, as long as they do a little bit for you, you're happy. But like they do 10% good, you run with them. When the other people can do 50-50 good, but just because they're of a different color, not from your community, you can't rock with them. But somebody in your community can do 5% good, 95% bad, 10% good, 90% bad. You roll with it because he's in your community and he did that 10% good. And he's way better than the mother folk. Pierce added that voters have the right to ask Harris what she has done for the black community, but to do their research at the same time. We have, and we've done videos. He pointed to the $2 billion that the Biden-Harris administration gave back to black farmers after they faced discrimination from the Department of Agriculture, investments in historically black colleges and universities, and student loan forgiveness. Let's talk about those for a hot second. Student loan forgiveness ain't happened yet. Not on a grand scale. Investment in historically black colleges and universities. Trump did that. Trump, the first one, did that. When he first got into office, he did that. So that's nothing to really hold him up to. The $2 billion given to the black farmers. Now let's talk about that for a second, because I saw this article because I wanted to look into it. Because I'm sitting here thinking $2.2 billion, it seems like a lot. The brother that did the interviews, because I remember seeing that guy on different TV shows. They walking with him and he talking about how he's fighting to get black farmers money because they've been discriminated against, which is true. For a long time, they've been discriminated against. So the U.S. gave them $2.2 billion to pay out to black farmers. But don't forget minority farmers too. So it ain't all black farmers. But I wanted to look at this because there's something I wanted y'all to pay attention or to realize. This is from MSN.com by way of Salon, and it says, after years of discrimination, U.S. makes a historic $2.2 billion payout to black farmers. It says the Biden administration made a historic $2.2 billion pay to black and other minority farmers who face long discrimination from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, making a step toward reconciling a long history of black-owned farming. And the payouts were made to over 23,000 farmers across the country and are acknowledgement of the long and documented history by the USDA towards black farmers, Biden said in a statement. Most went to farmers in Mississippi and Alabama and ranged from 10,000 to 500,000. That's a big discrepancy between who the haves and the have-nots, or the gots and the got-nots, or got-littles. So I went to my little calculator and tried to hit the averages. And what I came up with, well, I had to come up with it. It was just what it is. You put $2.2 billion and you divide it by 23,000 farmers. It's made over 23,000 farmers. You come with $95,652, which is not shabby. The problem with that is you have some farmers who only got $10,000. And then some of them got $500,000. So which means the majority of them didn't get a whole lot of money. The majority of them didn't get a whole lot of money if you think about it. Because somebody got $500,000, that's like way over $95,000. So that means some people got more than others. Maybe they had bigger farms. Been farming longer. All right, been farming longer. I can understand that. But what am I trying to get to? Let's see, John Boyd. That's a guy. John Boyd, a fourth generation farmer in Mecklenburg, Virginia, and the head of the National Black Farmer Association. That's the guy I see on TV all the time. Now, here's the issue I got with one of the politicians, J.D. Vance, which, like, I mean, hey, you vote for people who's best for your community. So when you read stuff like this, I can understand how it could piss you off, because it pissed me off reading it. But it said, last week, J.D. Vance, the Republican vice presidential nominee, called the payments disgraceful on CBS Face the Nation. He said that black farmers were given special benefits because of their skin color, and said that the payouts discriminated against white farmers, but says nothing about the discrimination that black farmers have been enduring since the inception of the country. He said nothing about that, like, hey, we messed up, so what we're going to do, we're going to give you something to kind of balance it out. He ain't saying that. He said, quote, the Harris administration, for example, handed out farm benefits to people based on the skin color, Vance said. I think that's disgraceful. I don't think we should say you get farm benefits if you're a black farmer. But then you did say that you won't get benefits because you're a black farmer. You don't get the farm benefits if you are a white farmer. Well, that's just a waste of whiteness. It said, Boyd said Vance's comments are despicable and ignored decades of systemic discrimination towards not only black farmers, but other farmers of color, women, and LGBTQ farmers. He took a low blow at the oldest occupation in history for black people, which is farming, not taking in consideration how poorly black farmers were treated. I'm trying to find one. Here we go. Check this out. Okay. Throughout the 20th century, black farmers lost an estimated $326 billion worth of land due to discriminatory lending practices from the USDA and the forced sale of black-owned land, according to a 2020 analysis by the New Republic. When you lose $326 billion worth of land, that equates to $326 billion worth of wealth that could have been kept in the black families and generations of black families down the line. That's the point I want to make on there. They gave the black farmers $2.2 billion, but yet black farmers have lost $326 billion. So in actuality, you have given black folks not a damn thing. As a matter of fact, 2.2 billion divided by 362 billion is, where is it at? Zero. So 2 billion is actually 0.006% of what is owed to black farmers and descendants of black farmers. 0.006%. And we should be happy enough by that to vote for Kamala Harris. This is why we are pushing for reparations in the form of cash payments, and we want the money that is actually owed, not pennies on the dollar. Because over time, them folk have gained wealth not at pennies on a dollar. It has compounded over time. Compounded and kept compounding the interest to where that it gets to a point where now so they got so much money, it's ridiculous. Got so much wealth, it's ridiculous. And so I can understand you're happy for 2.2 billion. But if they owe you 326 billion, why are they not talking about that? If they owe that to you, they should be trying to do everything they can to try to get. So hopefully these black farmers ain't done. I hope and pray that they're not done trying to fight for that money, because the government owes you a whole lot. We thank you, but it doesn't warrant me voting for you, because it's nothing. It is nothing. And me, I'm not even a farmer. I mean, I got like a little garden in the backyard. I might show it to y'all in the video one day, but I'm not a farmer like that. And I wouldn't get no benefits from this, but this is something that we like, nah, it's not good enough. Thank you for the check, but and they paid it out too quick. That's a crazy thing. They said, okay, we're gonna give you money today, and they gave the money tomorrow. I mean, gave the money like right then and there. Like paid it out real fast. So they let you know it wasn't no money. It wasn't no money at all. Man, we gotta stop letting these folks just give us crumbs, man, and be happy. That's what all they've been doing since the beginning of time, is giving us crumbs. Quote, if that's not enough for your vote for this campaign, for you to vote for this campaign, oh, mercy. Why don't you go to the other and hold up a sign behind them at a rally and tap dance? That's what they want, Pierce concluded. Man, I'm not tap dancing for nobody. If I mess around and don't vote for anybody, because like I say, that little quote statement J.D. Vance put out, that's not a good look for your boy Trump. But I mean, hey, you gotta kind of put that aside, and you gotta look at it like, hey, they all are, they say, two wings from the same bird. They all think the same. I mean, they all think alike. They all who they are. They run this country. They've been known to discriminate and hold a black man down. So it's either whether it's Republican or Democrat, it don't matter. So if I'm gonna vote, I'm gonna vote for whoever got the best policy for me and my family. I mean, hey, you can get mad about what he say, but hey, we all know people. We all go to work for people that we know don't like us, and probably we don't like them. People that ain't trying to pay us what we know we worth, but we keep doing it because why? Pays the bills, keep, food on your table, clothes on your back, shelter, roof over your head. So that's why we do it. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep it like that. And I think you will make the right decision. But Brother Wendell Pierce, you're going to always watch him. Still going to watch him when he act. Because like I said, the dude is a great actor. And like I say, he look like he could be my dad's twin brother. But anyway, tell me what you think about this. Leave your comments below, share it with the world, man. Hey, let's dialogue. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 ways of support don't cost you anything but maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. If you would like to support financially, you can always give super thanks, super chats, or go to the description box. There are links there you can click on to where you can help support there. And don't forget, go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com. First purchase is 10% off of the perfumes for the men, the women, the silk do-rags, silk scarves. Hey, like I said, the best fabrics for your skin and for your hair. What else? Beard kits and toiletry bags and much more. Go to marlonmorale.com. Check it out. I promise that you will not be disappointed. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.